Raison d'etat. How modern democracies eliminate their opponents. A prince must learn how not to be good, and to use this knowledge as necessity requires. Niccolò Machiavelli, The Prince. Modern democracies like to present themselves as the ultimate triumph of moral governance. Constitutions, elections, civic institutions, and a free press are supposedly designed to ensure transparency and prevent abuse of power. Yet beneath this carefully polished surface operates a mechanism far older than democracy itself, a system of elimination, coercion, and controlled secrecy that Machiavelli would recognize immediately. France has a name for it, la raison d'etat. In the United States, it operates without a name. But everywhere, it follows the same principle. Power does not survive through virtue. It survives through calculated ruthlessness. This chapter reveals how presidents, prime ministers, intelligence agencies, and financial dynasties apply these methods to shape outcomes, eliminate rivals, and maintain the illusion of democratic legitimacy. The French formula, assassination as statecraft. For centuries, French leaders have justified extreme measures under the sacred doctrine of raison d'etat, the idea that the state may commit any act, legal or illegal, moral or immoral, if it claims to protect the nation. Machiavelli stated bluntly, when the safety of the country wholly depends on the resolution to be taken, no consideration of justice or injustice, humanity or cruelty, nor of glory or shame, should be allowed to prevail. French presidents have internalized this logic for a long time. The case of Pierre Bérégovoy. The death of former Prime Minister Pierre Bérégovoy, officially as suicide, remains one of the most troubling episodes of the Fifth Republic. It occurred just days before he was allegedly preparing to reveal compromising information about President François Mitterrand. According to the logic of raison d'etat, the timing was perfect. The silence was permanent. History does not record the truth. It records the version most convenient for power. 2. The Markovitch affair, when state necessity eliminates for the sake of the throne. It would be impossible to discuss the French tradition of raison d'etat without recalling one of the most obscure and explosive cases of the Fifth Republic, the Markovitch affair, the scandal threatening the presidency. In 1968, Stephen Markovitch, bodyguard of actor Alain Delon, was found dead, executed with a gunshot to the head and abandoned near Elincourt. Rumors quickly emerged that Markovitch possessed compromising photos involving Madame Claude Pompidou, the wife of future President Georges Pompidou, taken at gatherings organized by Markovitch and his networks. This scandal directly threatened one of France's most powerful men. And in the shadows, everything began to move. A manipulated investigation, disappearing evidence. The case immediately became a matter of state. Documents vanished. The judicial police were bypassed. Witnesses retracted statements or disappeared. The media received discreet guidance. Above all, the trail of a commissioned assassination was erased almost supernaturally quickly. As with Bérégovoy, suicide was suggested. As in other cases, the truth was swallowed by institutional silence. Pompidou, Delon, and the secret services, a dangerous triangle. Alain Delon's name appeared in newspapers. François Marcantoni, a Corsican figure close to Delon, emerged during interrogations. Pompidou himself felt his reputation threatened, and according to documents now public, accused French intelligence services of attempting to politically destroy him. This affair contained all the ingredients of Machiavellian theater. A threatened prince, a scandal that could topple a throne, an eliminated executor, a buried dossier, and a state mobilized to save the crown. Machiavelli would have simply observed, men forget more quickly the death of their father than the loss of their inheritance. In this case, the political inheritance had to be protected at any cost. The Markovitch affair is the perfect example of France's neutralization machinery. A man becomes inconvenient. He dies. The official version is fixed, and power remains intact. 3. Macron, a manufactured prince. No French president embodies the machinery of controlled power more clearly than Emmanuel Macron, an investment banker shaped and propelled to the presidency by the very financial networks dominating European politics. He did not rise through popularity. He was elevated by design. Machiavelli warned, he who becomes a prince through the favor of the powerful maintains himself with more difficulty than he who rises by the people. Macron's power is borrowed, not earned. And what is borrowed must be protected without mercy. The neutralization of François Fillon. During Macron's first presidential race, François Fillon held a decisive lead. He was expected to win outright. Then came Penelope Gate, an accusation so theatrically timed that it revealed the orchestration behind it. The Hollande administration launched the attack. The media amplified it. Fillon collapsed. Macron entered the stage, untouched. This was not an election. This was installation. 4. The elimination of rivals. Sarkozy, Le Pen, Fillon. Once in power, Macron governs as an instrument of the networks that installed him. Political opponents do not merely face competition, they face systematic neutralization. Nicolas Sarkozy confronted judicial storms at perfectly strategic moments. Marine Le Pen faced legal proceedings timed with election cycles. François Fillon was politically executed with surgical precision. Machiavelli illuminates the method. Injuries should be inflicted all at once, for the less they are tasted, the less they offend. Modern France inflicts these injuries through prosecutors, leaks, investigations, and media trials. No bullets are necessary. La raison d'etat beyond France, the American variant. The United States, though it never uses the term, practices its own form of raison d'etat. It is simply disguised under the rhetoric of national security, classified intelligence, or ongoing investigation. The Epstein precedent. Jeffrey Epstein's death in one of America's most secure federal facilities represents the clearest example of American state necessity in action. Cameras failed, guards fell asleep, records disappeared, and the public was asked to accept the most implausible explanation imaginable. Machiavelli foresaw such operations. Men judge generally more by the eye than by the hand, for everyone can see, but few can feel. The state presents a story. Only a few ever sense the truth. Charlie Kirk, Candace Owens, and the machinery of pressure. American political figures who threaten powerful networks often face sudden investigations, reputational destruction, or mysterious incidents. These acts rarely need to be fatal. Reputation assassination is cleaner, more deniable, and more useful. The FBI, the Department of Justice, and intelligence agencies serve as the operational arms of American raison d'etat. Their mission is not truth, it is containment. 6. Financial dynasties, the true sovereigns. Presidents are not sovereigns. They are managers. In Macron's case, his Rothschild banking origins are neither secret nor speculative. His role is not to reform France, but to manage it on behalf of the interests that elevated him. Opponents are not adversaries, they are obstacles. And obstacles are removed. Machiavelli notes, the prince who depends upon others falls with them. Macron depends on the networks that created him. He eliminates threats before threats can eliminate him. 7. Democracy is theater. Elections are marketed as the ultimate expression of freedom. In reality, they function as a choreography designed to legitimize predetermined outcomes. Behind the curtain, real power is exercised through intelligence agencies, media conglomerates, financial dynasties, judicial elites, corporate lobbies, international networks. These are the true electors. The public participates only in a ritual necessary to maintain the illusion of choice. Machiavelli summarized it with icy clarity. The vulgar crowd always is taken by appearances, and the world consists chiefly of the vulgar. Modern democracy operates precisely according to this principle. 8. Conclusion. The hidden logic of power. Raison d'etat is not a French invention. It is the universal operating system of modern power. In Paris as in Washington, leaders act not for the people, but for the structures that place them there. Rivals are neutralized. Whistleblowers disappear. Scandals are timed with surgical precision. Agencies provide the muscle. Media provides the myth. And citizens, believing they are choosing their leaders, watch a performance whose ending was written long before the first vote is cast. Machiavelli concludes the lesson. A prince must build his power on foundations others cannot see. Today, those foundations are intelligence services, financial cartels, the doctrine of necessity. This is not the corruption of democracy. It is its true operation.